All right, you guys, today I want to talk to you about something that I feel like we all as women have suffered from a little bit, and that is binge eating. So I had years where I had issues with binge eating. And I want to preface this video by saying that I am not a therapist, I am not a psychologist or anything, and I have absolutely no training in the subject. So these are just my tips and tricks for what helped me kind of break my bad habits, okay? So here was kind of my experience. I had worked with a coach who had taken my calories and my carbs and my fats actually really low. I remember I was eating 1,100 calories of only protein. So he had cut my carbs and my fats basically out. I was only getting residual carbs and fats, so it was just straight protein. And I would do that for a couple days because that's what I was told that I was supposed to do to reach my goals. And then I would follow that with a couple days of like eating everything in the house. So first it would start with like the peanut butter and the chocolate chips. I would stick a finger in the peanut butter, put a few chocolate chips on it, eat that. That happened for, 5-10 minutes. And then it was basically like, okay, well, that messed me up for today. So I'm gonna have to start over tomorrow. So I might as well eat all the cookies in the house, right? I might as well eat the treats that we had for the kids, the leftover brownies that are at the bottom of the freezer. Oh my gosh, you guys, I seriously have taken brownies and put them in the freezer and taken them out and like gnawed at them frozen. They're actually delicious. Don't tell anybody. So now, quick tip, when I am freezing desserts, I wrap them in plastic wrap a bunch of times, all the different directions, and then I wrap them in foil, and then I put them at the bottom of my freezer because it takes me, like by the time it takes to like unwrap all those layers, you've thought about it and come to your senses and you're like, what am I doing? So anyway, so that was my experience. It was not, I don't want to say that I had a binge eating disorder like you hear about people, I've heard people with really extreme cases where they just drive from drive-through to drive-through, fast food place to fast food place and have a Big Mac and fries here, a milkshake here, then cookies here. I wasn't that extreme, but for me, it was definitely something that eating came from panic. And it was like, oh my gosh, tomorrow I'm starting over and I'll never have these foods again. So I have to eat all of them right now. Okay, so hopefully some of you guys can relate with this. I'm gonna share with you guys my top 5 tips that help me break this habit. Okay, tip number 1 is to eat more food. I know that does not make sense, but it was eating more food throughout the week that helped me break that habit, okay? So a lot of us have had it happen where we change our eating habits and go on a healthier eating plan, and we eat really well from Monday to Thursday, or really what we think is well, from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday morning it's like, oh, it's the weekend, all hell breaks loose, and we just can't control our eating anymore until Sunday night, and it's just like, whatever, free reign on anything. I remember having like pancakes for breakfast, pizza for lunch, going out to eat at night and getting dessert Saturday and Sunday, because on Monday morning I was back on. And on for me at that time meant, maybe like a yogurt for breakfast, chicken on a salad for lunch, some hard-boiled eggs for a snack. These are all healthy things, but my calories were so low. So increasing my calories throughout the week made it so I didn't feel the need, like that starvation need to binge all weekend long. So that's tip number 1, eat more food throughout the week. Tip number 2 is eat the right kinds of food. You need to be fueling your body with sufficient carbs and fats, okay? That's what's gonna help with your cravings. Protein helps a lot with hunger levels as well, but I promise, I speak from experience, if you're eating straight protein, you're gonna have some crazy cravings, okay? So eating enough carbs and fat throughout the week so that when those weekends come, you don't feel completely deprived and that you have to just go eat all the sugars and fat that you can find. That is super, super important and was key for me. So eating enough food and eating the right kinds of foods throughout the week so that the weekend didn't come and you were just famished. Okay, tip number 3 is working super hard on the weekends until that consistency becomes habit, okay? In the beginning, it's gonna be crazy hard. You're gonna go out to eat on Friday night or wake up Saturday morning and really feel those urges to have junk food and cheat meals, like multiple cheat meals. But if you really, really work at it and focus on staying on track through the weekend, which can include a cheat meal for sure. Maybe it's just one as opposed to a cheat day or a whole cheat weekend, okay? So once you get in the habit of staying on track through those weekends, you're gonna feel so dang good on Monday morning that you're gonna be like, that was amazing. I stayed on track all weekend long. I still had that cheat meal, so I still satisfied some of those cravings, but I stayed mostly on track. And I wake up Monday morning and I don't feel like I'm set back by a whole week or something because you didn't pig your face out, pig your face off, pig out for your face all weekend long, okay? I promise it's the best feeling ever, you guys, but it will take practice staying on track through the weekends. So working at that until it becomes a habit was really, really helpful to me. Okay, number 4, this is probably my most important one, but I still do have a number 5. Number 4 is, I forgot number 4. Okay, number 4 is get rid of the black and white thinking, okay? So something that was really, really harmful to me was, remember when I dipped in the peanut butter and chocolate chips? And what was my next thought? My next thought was, I've ruined it for today, right? So I'm gonna have to start over tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to just eat all the cookies. Like, you really have no choice, right? You've ruined it for today. You're starting over tomorrow. You have to eat all the cookies. Like, do you see this thinking? It does not make any sense, right, when we sit here and chat about it. So if you remove that black or white thinking, you think, okay, I had some peanut butter and chocolate chips and that tasted amazing, killed a little craving of mine. Now I'm moving on with the day, staying on track, and it's okay. Maybe you cut back a little bit on your fats and carbs later. Maybe you don't. That's okay. You just stay on track and you wake up tomorrow morning and you stay on track. You don't cut back. You didn't break any rules. You didn't mess up anything. You're not a failure because you messed up, okay? It happens to everyone. The key is to just learning how to just tell yourself it's okay and these things are gonna happen and you just stay on track. You don't throw in the towel. Okay, my last tip, tip number 5, is removing trigger foods from the house or at least hiding them, okay? So for me, it's anything that's like baked goods, brownies, cookies, even ice cream. I know it's not a baked good, but those are my trigger foods. Actually, you know, I should say even peanut butter. When I'm in a habit of like licking the peanut butter, that's a trigger food for me. I have to actually hide it. I don't get rid of it because it's a healthy thing that I use in my meal plan. I use for my kids and everything. But if I hide it at the back of the pantry, it's not the first thing that I see every time I open the pantry door, you know? So hiding those out of sight, out of mind worked amazing for me. With treats, like I said before with my brownies and the cookies, I wrap them up and I freeze them at the bottom of the freezer so I don't start gnawing on them when I'm tempted, or I'll put them at the top of the pantry. So for me, if I'm not seeing it all the time, I tend to forget about it and not think about it, and it makes things way, way easier for me. So I hope those 5 tips help. Like I said before, I am not a therapist, not trained in this. These are just things that helped me break my bad habits. And I haven't really struggled with this very much for probably the last 4 to 5 years. So you can overcome it, I promise. Hopefully these tips will help you. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That support helps my channel so, so much. And I will see you guys next time.